All right. Hope everybody can hear me. Looks like you guys are recording. All right. So, welcome to Ark Survival Evolved. This is the Twisted Psoto series on the the Twisted server cluster. I'm on the Ragnarok map, and this is episode 21. So, earlier today, as you guys know on previous episodes, I don't have an advanced Ravager saddle. I do not have an advanced Spino saddle. I just never get those in a drop. I didn't get them here. I didn't get them over there at Aberration. So, as much as I love my Spinos, they're ready to roll. They're consolidated. With primitive saddles, they're not going to kill anything because they won't last long enough to kill anything. The whole point of a saddle is that it has advanced armor. For example, let's do raptors. Okay. Alright, so this is apprentice level. It's 43.6 armor rating. So you get that much protection when they get attacked. A normal primitive saddle is 25 points, which isn't much. But you don't need anything special to craft a primitive, saddle. The highest one I got is 100.8, and I wanted to make a bunch of tech raptors to go out. But then I started seeing the damage per second for raptors and all these creatures. Somebody made a video that told you how much damage per second it is. So I was trying to look through the saddles that I have and figured out, it's good that I have Allosauruses because I have an Allosaurus saddle that at least is 268.1 points worth of armor. So they're going to hardly take any damage, which is good. Unless it's like area of effect weapons and things like that. So that is worth it. And it's not too much metal. It's a lot of hide. But that's understandable. That's what that's what I realized. I said, okay, so I have consolidated Spinos and I have consolidated Ravagers. Sorry, I'm very tired. I might make this a short episode. Basically, I have these animals that I consolidate on Aberration because that's what was available. And I do like Spinos and all that. But without an advanced saddle, there's no reason to take them into battle against a boss. You could try it on a primitive 25-point saddle, but you won't do an alpha. You won't be able to kill an alpha anything with that. You have to have enough protection to make your animals last long enough. And to do an alpha, you would need advanced protection. So, for example, here are the Rex saddles. Most of them are low-level stuff. But I recently got this 308.6 Rex saddle. Like I said, the norm is 25 points. So 308.6, that'll protect the Rexes significantly. So because of that, I could probably take down a beta, whatever. A beta level, not just a gamma. So it's good that I have that. But I don't have consolidated Rexers. Remember, I tamed some wild ones just for the fun of it. And that's all I did. I haven't been going out there looking for anything. Now the problem with this is there's a lot of metal requirements there, but excuse me. That's something you do over time, just like I did with the RGs. I've been going out getting hide little by little. And now look at all the RG saddles I have. These are all 165.4 point RG saddles. Now, I was able to come this close to killing an alpha manticore with just RGs. Those are 25-point saddles. This is 165.4. So these guys will last much longer than my other animals. Other animals started dying and dying and dying and dying, and it was just terrible. So these guys should last. I might lose a few birds, but most of them will live. So it's worth it just to get those tech points or tech engrams, which I need to do more advanced stuff. But anyway, what I got for today is, let me go back. Oh, let me go back over here. Some kind of blueprints. There we go. So I was looking through all my saddle blueprints, and there's only certain animals that I think is worth the time. Let me check the eggs. Sorry, I put down some eggs. Alright, got about 17 minutes. And essentially, you know, the Allosaurus are nice the way they are. They have that really nice saddle. It's, what is it? 268.1. And the metal is low, but that's good damage protection for that kind of saddle. So I could probably forego trying to get Rexes and paying all that extra metal and hide for Rex saddles and just go with these guys, which are almost as high. And I think I could still win with these guys. I am really close, just to show you where I am with the Allosauruses. I'm really close. Like this guy, he's my prime male, 268, and he's got 4 of the stats. I just got 5 of the stats with this 273. 268, 273, and I got an egg right here. Hopefully I'll get a male with the mother's melee, because all 4 of those stats should be passed over, because all 4 on both parents. Okay, so unless there's a mutation, which I hope not, but if, you know, it should get health, oxygen, food, and weight. I'm trying to get this melee on a male. If I can get that melee on a male, that male will be my new primary male, and I'll be at 5 out of 6 stats, which I can't complain about at all, frankly. You know, just between us, I can't. That's good. It took a while to work it out, you know, but I got it. If I can get that, then I just need that one last stat, and that would be stamina, which is on one of the natural ones over here. I forgot which one had stamina. This guy over here, Funky, Mr. Funky. Mr. Funky is the one with the stamina. 1250. That's the highest stamina I've gotten in natural in the wild. So once I'm done integrating melee, then it's going to be stamina, and then I will have my fully consolidated allo, and that will be awesome. The problem is it takes a long time to grind to make the metal and hide to get the saddles for those animals. Okay, so that's why I'm reluctant to do anything and just kind of store them for now. The birds, I was going to mutate them and stuff. I might integrate these mutations later on, but for now I think I'm just going to store them. Now this bird here has all the stats, so I have a consolidated bird right there. Highest level is 264, but it's on a female. So I got a male here that has 5 out of the 6 stats. So I'm breeding them to see if I can get them to oh, they almost do look exactly the same. Oh, I didn't realize that. But anyway, so I was gonna breed them, and I have 1 egg out of them and another egg out of another union in the back that accidentally went off. And so I have them here, and I'm really close. If I can get a male with all stats like the mom, I mean, all these stats, all 5 of these stats will carry over, and the only thing that's missing is weight. Weight is, the mother has the high weight, which is this one, 752. Okay, that's what she has, and that's what I need on that male. Once I get that on this male, that's it. And bear in mind, the bird sample I got was not exactly the most extensive bird sample. It was like 10 to 15 birds, maybe 12 actually on the average. Let's say about 12. And it wasn't that, it just wasn't a lot of samples. So I did pretty good with that. Once I get that done, I'm going to breed them, make about 20, 25 of them, and then take them out, put these saddles on them, these advanced saddles. And by then I should have the 3 more that I need. Actually, I have an advanced saddle on one of these creatures over here. Here, let me swap out that saddle, save myself some work, because I hardly ever use that guy. Here he is. Not Dud. I don't think Dud has it, right? Oh, Dud does have an advanced one. Okay, Dud, thank you. Where's the one that has... That's Harrietta. She's a natural. Where's my other boy here? Oh, there he is. Yeah. So I do already have these 2 made. These are pre-made saddles that I made beforehand. So I'll put this primitive saddle on them. And I have, boom, just like that, I already had made 2 more beforehand. So, and one's colored. Yeah, that's good, but one's colored. So that way I can distinguish that one from the other ones. This one's colored. So I can use this to distinguish the mount that I'm actually going to ride in battle. So that gives me 18, 19. So I just need 1 more good saddle minimum to go fight the boss, because you could take up to 20 tames. And I will be taking all 20 for an alpha. So we're almost there with the birds. It's just 1 or 2 more steps, and we throw these things on them, go out there. Now we have to get the levels of the birds up, and the best way to do that on Scorched Earth, as you guys know on my previous Scorched Earth video, is to hunt the death worms and kill wyvern in midair. That's the best thing to do. And that's just to get their attention, to deal with that. So what I normally would do is, you could take the birds into the wyvern crack, or you can use a wyvern to draw the wyverns out, maybe chase them around or whatever, get their attention, and then take them to the birds outside the crack on the surface where the birds are waiting, and then as soon as you get in range, you click attack all, or attack my target, attack my target, and they go ahead and attack for you. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with bringing them to you as opposed to you going to them, because I flew around with quite a few birds, and I could tell you every 5 minutes they were getting lost. They were getting left behind because they go off to kill something, and then they things go the wrong direction. So it's best to just lay a trap and bring them to you, and use a wyvern. And the wyvern will be ignored for the most part. The birds will get the kill eventually. That's the way it should be anyway. So anyway, that's what I was going to do. And that's how I'll get... Because I have to do that. I have to kill the wyvern also, because you need the points. Not the points. The talons. You need the wyvern talons. I need 20 of each type of wyvern, and I can't take the ones I have from here over there. It doesn't work that way. That's the only thing. But anyway, for today, I'm just updating you. What I realized is that, because I haven't finished, I forgot to. So I have several choices. I have a 346 armor Bisa Buffalo saddle. A Bisa Buffalo is a giant frog. And they have a decent DPS with the secondary attack. They use the tongue. Goes like this. And it just wipes the floor with everything. That's one option. Only downside. The good side is there's no metal there required. The bad side is that because, well, I don't have anything tamed. I don't have any frogs tamed, and frankly, I never bred them. From what I understand, the frogs have to be in water, and I do have water right outside the base. I can make something, but I have to watch the old video again because I've completely forgot how that works. I really don't remember how the frogs mate. I know they make tadpoles and that they swim around in the water or something, and I don't know what. So anyway, that's an option. It's okay damage, you know. They can hop really, really far. They're amphibious, so they can go underwater with you. I don't think they need to stay. I don't think their oxygen goes off if you're submerged too long. I don't think they have an oxygen problem, but I could be wrong. But anyway, that's one possibility for an amphibious cave killing machine, because I have the saddle, not any other reason, honestly. The highest low mount is the dire bear. That one does more damage than all the ones I'm about to mention, but the dire bear will not fit in certain caves. Certain caves you need a thin mount, which is why the baryonyx is good. But the baryonyx, even though it eats fish, is amphibious, and you can shoot off its back, and it does good damage, really good damage. It's a popular cave. You know, if I were to just breed any one thing, it would be the berry, because the berry will rip all that stuff up. However, the problem is that it just doesn't work because I never got a baryonyx saddle. I would have to get a high level baryonyx saddle, and when I do this, I do bear, B-A. There's no baryonyx saddle there. Basilisk, gas bags. Yeah, there's no high level saddle. So the other options for high level saddles besides the beast of buffalo, the wolf doesn't have a saddle, so I wouldn't take it in there, because if you want, basically, instead of using a team of raptors like I traditionally like to do, you use just one animal, and then you have spares of that animal on your person, and you go in there and just kill things. Now, I wanted to do Megaloceros, but the Megaloceros, even though I keep it awake, if you keep it awake during the daytime, it just loses a lot of its abilities. You know, it's used to nighttime. So that even though I have 3 cavers, have 3 of them that are good cavers that I'll probably take into the ice cave if I can. They're consolidated and everything. That would be worth it. But I originally tamed those at the Ravengers, the Megalosaurus, and the Spinos were originally tamed for aberration. But I just never got a damn saddle, except for the Megalosaurus, who was falling asleep. You know, you could tell it to keep awake, but it loses its potential. It's like it's sleepwalking. When it's fighting, it's sleepwalking. You tell it to stay awake, and it doesn't stay fully awake. So I'm having problems with that. You know, like if for example, if I bring one out, let's see, I should have one. Let's see, cavers. Here's the caver lead. This is the lead animal that I created. It's consolidated. It's got a lot of points into it. And the first thing it does is it falls asleep. If I wake it up and I say, stay awake, look, he gets sleep debts. He's not supposed to get a sleep debt. And look how slow he is. This is how slow he is. I got 9 levels. But look how he is. Look at that. In the real world at nighttime, if I leave him here, let's say I let him sleep. Let's say, put him, move state lock. There he goes. So there. You see? Now he's falling asleep because that's his natural state, even though he's from aberration. So there's no performance here. This guy is probably one of the fastest animals I have without any special mutations when it's nighttime. So unless I go caving at night, he's not going to do any good. The only place he would do any good, because he's also anti-radiation, he can't take radiation damage, is on ab, because that's where this creature comes from. So essentially, and he's too tall. He's too tall for some of the caves that I need to go into. So that just isn't, it's not going to work. I'll leave him there, and at night he's going to be fully operational. He'll be zipping around all over the place at night. But in the daytime, he's useless. I'm sorry, he's just useless. Okay, we got a couple of things here. Oh boy. Oh, I don't have a lot of food. Let me see if I can grab some food from in here. I know I have extra. Here's some extra food. Yeah, there we go. I'm running out of water now. Get some water. There's Granny. Anyway, I got these mutated birds over here because I got one stamina mutation on the birds, one health mutation on the birds, and I think that's it. One stamina, one health. I wanted to go ahead and see if I can get that transferred off the birds. Excuse me, I'm just scratching my toes. And I wanted to get that off the birds, and once I get it fully consolidated, I can use the prime male to do that. About 7 minutes more for charging. Okay, so we're at 22 minutes. So that's what I'm saying. The Ravagers, they only have primitive saddles. So even though you saw me use a Ravager to get the artifacts, in reality, you don't want to go in there with an animal that has a low-level saddle. This saddle that this guy has, let's see. If you look at that saddle, his armor is 147.1. Back then, I thought 147.1 was big shit. I was wrong. It's not. It's okay, but there's a lot better. So, let's see. No, so like I said, this one is 346.9 for a frog. That frog is hardly ever going to take any damage. It's going to damage everything around it, even if it's a wild tame that I go out and I tame one right now. It's going to just devastate anything because it can take so much damage. That's why it's important to have that kind of saddle. So anyway, the frogs, I always liked them, but I never bred them. So I have to research that and figure out, a friend told me more or less how it does, but I got to see it again to remember. The dire bear is too big for some of the caves I want to go in, even though he has good damage. Now the dire bear, I do have good saddles for a dire bear. Let's see, 137, 268, and 175. So the best one is 268 for the dire bear, which is good for caving, but like I said, it's just he's too big. I want something small. The frog can jump. The frog is amphibious. It can go underwater if it has to, and I believe it can attack while it's in the water. I think. I don't know. I haven't ridden a frog that much. Only on Genesis in the swamp, and I didn't go underwater to do anything because it's all swamp. It's not ocean. So the other option, this is another option. I wish I could do the dire bear. It would be so simple. But also a dire bear can't jump. It can't jump a chasm or anything. It just doesn't jump at all. I tested it. It has like a momentum, like it can build momentum and go real fast. That's it. Allosauruses. Where's the other ones? Okay, another option was the Mantis. The Mantis is an insect. I haven't tamed any of these in forever. You have to make bug spray, wear ghillie, and then you can go out and try to tame it. But I do have a 310 saddle. That's fairly cheap, actually, when you look at the components. It's 310 points of armor for like 3,000 metal. That's nothing. 11,000 hide. That's about half what I'm used to. And fiber, it doesn't even matter. I can get all the fiber I need with Granny. So that saddle is awesome, and they have really good DPS. They have a charge attack that does up to 90 points or something like that, maybe 100. So they're good, but you gotta tame them, and you have to. Now the thing is, will a Mantis fit? Can a Mantis jump? Well, a Mantis, last time I remember, you can leap at something, but it's like a straight shot, and if you hit anything, you're off. Some caves may not be suited for a Mantis. That's the only downside to it. Okay. So I'm just going through here. I have to work with what I've got. I can't do Ravagers anymore because I don't have a good saddle, or Spinos for that matter. I don't have a good saddle. If I ever get a good saddle, that'll be a different story. Then I'll break out those guys. Gigasaur. Oh, that's another Giga saddle. I got a better one. Caprasutras, that's 68 points. Oh, I got this awesome 182 armor for Ascendant for Carcanos, which is the giant crab. That's not good for... You're not going to take that in a dungeon. The Iguanodon, 103. 154. 154 for Iguanodon. It's the highest one I got. Yeah, you're not going to take an Iguanodon, which is like a berry eater in there. Magmanar. Magnalia, no. Now, the Megaloceros is not the big dinosaur I just showed you outside in the front, the one that's sleeping. The Megaloceros is a reindeer. But funny as it seems, because I was considering the saber-tooth, the freaking reindeer, it has a real cheap saddle, except for the hide. The hide's pretty average, but it has as much damage as a saber-tooth. A reindeer does as much damage as a saber-toothed tiger, but it's a little higher. It's thinner, but it's higher. And you know, you don't have to take a male. You can take a female. The female do damage, but there's, let's see, a 279, 275, 271. So the highest I've got is 279. That's the highest Ascendant Megalosaurus saddle. So that thing will take very little damage in a dungeon. Or, I'm sorry, dungeon. In a cave, excuse me. I am in no way affiliating this with Dungeons and Dragons. Bottom line is, it's significantly good, I think, in any way. And it's tempting. You imagine going through a cave with creatures that want to kill you at every turn, and you're on a reindeer? You know? It's just amazing. But anyway, that's an option. 279 is that one. Now, let's compare the saber-tooth. Let's look at the saber. Now, I have several saber-tooths. Some of them are low level. 113. Here. This one is 326. Okay? And this is 326, and then it was... I'm sorry, that I have no memory, guys. 326 versus 279. So the 326 saber tooth saddle is better than the Megaloceros. But it, let's see, is it costly? It costs decent ingot. Oh, it's got a hell of a lot of hide. But the good thing is you don't need more than maybe 2 or 3 of these, because you're going to take some backups with you in case yours starts to go down. You just throw out another one. So that has the same damage. It's not as good as a Thylo. It's not as good as some of these other ones. It does jump. It can swim, but I don't know if it's going to actually do any harm or anything. I don't know if it can swim and fight, in other words. Some things can, some things can't. The frog should be able to swim and fight. But the frog was, like I said, 300 and I forgot. 346. So the frog has like 20 more points or so of armor. And I think the frog does a little bit less damage than that. So I'm like debating. But the frog's amphibious. I could go on water with no problem. I should theoretically be able to fight. I've been able to submerge in a frog. I remember now. I've been able to submerge on a frog, but I don't remember fighting. I might have fought some fish or something. I think you have to do the primary attack, not the secondary attack. The secondary attack is the tongue going like this. Primary attack is like the tongue going straight, like in a straight line, like poking you. So, I mean, I'm really debating. So, let's see. So we have the beast of buffalo, the giant frog, the saber tooth, the Megaloceros, the reindeer, and the Mantis, but I'm going to take that off. The Mantis and the dire bears, they have more damage, but they're just big. I don't want a big creature in those things, and I want something that can jump. The Mantis can jump, but it jumps like in a straight line like the Caprasutras, straight at you. It basically has a charge attack, and that charge attack does extra damage, but you can miss your target and fall off into the void, you know. And on top of that, who knows if it swims at all. For all I know, the bug can't swim. And they're a bitch to tame and breed. I know that. What else? Yeah, I'm not going to take an Equus in there. I don't have any points for it anyway. Dunkleosaurus. Do I have any good Dunkleosaurus? Shoot. Barely. 88 points. I guess that's okay, but not good. What else we got? That was the last one. Catrosupus, no. Iguanodon. Sorry, I lost my place. What was the last one I wanted to do? Rexes. Oh yeah, the raptors. The highest raptor is 100 points. It's hardly worth it. That's too bad. I really like the tech raptors. I can still breed them and mutate them, but unless I get a 300 point armor saddle or something fantastic, they're not worth it. And they do much less damage than the saber-tooth or the Megaloceros. I think they're more like the frog. They may do the damage of the frog. Rock Drake. No. Oh, okay. Oh, no. These are the saber-tooth. I already talked about them. Yeah. Thorny Dragons too big. Oh, let me get the babies. I forgot about the babies. Oh, this poor baby. Oh, it's hungry. It's hungry. Feed it. Feed the baby. I'm gonna spam feed it some food so it doesn't die on me, because it's been waiting a while. Okay, you see how I feed it food and the food level stays around 2021 or I'm sorry, 2000 or so. it's not going to go any higher. So is the health. So I maxed out its food levels, and that helps catch it up so it doesn't starve to death. These guys are almost out too. Oh boy. Let's see. Wait, it's 273. The mother is 273. I think I got it, but it's a female. So, shoot. So basically, I got a copy of the mother that has all the stats. It probably doesn't have any mutations. No. Let's put her over here. Let me just do a little maintenance here. I don't want to lose her. I'm going to probably just let her grow up here. And let her grow up there and then mate her with her dad to try to get a superior animal. Let's see. Oh boy. So the level I'm looking for here is 264. 264 should theoretically have all the stats. Anything more is probably a mutation. Look, see, this guy woke up. This guy woke up. Look how fast he is now. Remember I told you? See, look at that. He is so fast. And he wiggles his tail. Look, I like the way they wiggle their tail. Look at that. So, you see what I'm saying? There you go. You see? So these guys are only good on ab. You know, they're not really good here. And that's why I kind of regret even bothering with them. But they're so cool, and there were so many over there that it was a bit of a challenge to do it. But I got a consolidated one. But, yeah. So the good thing about these guys is if I have to, I could take them into a cave with that advanced saddle and really rip the hell out of everything in the cave because I have so much armor protecting me. But I have to choose the caves that will work with this animal. But most of the time, these guys, all they do is they use these to go get the rock drake eggs. They'll go down there and get the rock drake eggs. And that's it. Yeah. Can I put points into speed? Oh, yeah, you can. You can put points into speed. Yeah. See, I don't remember getting any mutations on these guys. I just consolidated everything. Yeah, melee damage. Put a bunch of damage on there. I'm going to give him 10,000 so that he doesn't die so quickly. 264. 241. Okay. This is a female. Okay. Damn it. This one I'll just crowd. 241. Probably get a bunch of. Doesn't have mutations. Oh, this is the mating of the other one. That's not going to do me any good. I'll just kill it. Not going to do me any good. It's not going to help. But this one over here, what I could do is I could put her over here next to this guy. See, I've been minimizing the breeding and just picking and choosing the ones that I really need. Everything else has to die or I can give it away. I have a thing there that people can take some animals that I don't need in there. So we're 39 minutes, I know. My throat's a little sore because it's been pretty heavy call volume all week. You know, it's funny, nobody's commented on my Psoto Land video. Nobody. I guess nobody cares about Psoto Land. I guess it was to be expected, huh? tell you. It's funny how Hollywood paints life out to be a certain way, and it really isn't. You know, life is really not a certain way. Well, I finished charging everything, so I gotta undo that. Yeah, so that in life, nobody really cared about John Greer. And it was funny because when I was really young, just between us, I really did care about everybody and everything. But people were obsessed with dominating me, denying me access to resources, and keeping it for themselves and their company or whatever. And I realized, unfortunately, that it just wasn't going to work. You know, the way people do things is never going to work. People don't care, and because they don't care, there's going to be consequences involved. So anyway, oh, this stupid thing followed me all the way out here. She needs to be in here. Come here, silly goose. Ooh, excuse me. Yeah, I gave my neighbor a ride, and all of a sudden he's trying to get rides to do other things, and I'm like, dude, I'm not a taxi. So I told him, I'm tired, and just go home. Which is true, I am very tired, but it's just one of those people. They always need help. You can't always help everybody. Every once in a while, you help somebody, and then somebody else will help you. We all take care of each other, directly or indirectly, in the system or out of the system. But sometimes, you give them too much, and they make assumptions. Like that you owe them something, and you don't owe them shit. It's just my generosity. So anyway, this is a female. I just need to get that melee on a male, and once I do that, I'll have 5 out of 6 for the allos. And so one thing I could do is I could try to work on the advanced allo thing, but I don't know, I may not do that. See, this guy's good for going down there and seeing to it that he survives a solo caving experience. Because one of the guys, they went down there, they got on him, and they fought their way all the way down there. But I noticed that that animal that they have there was mutated. It was seriously mutated, and it was incredibly fast. So they put points into speed. In other words, if you have enough health mutation and enough damage mutation, then you could put your points into speed and make your mount faster. So what he did, I think it was Syntac. Syntac was probably the guy that did it. He ran down there on one of these and snatched some rock drake eggs and just killed everything going in and going out, just like that. Because they don't take radiation damage. They're perfect for that. Of course, another guy, I think it was Flinger Fu, who went ahead and he just dived down into the red zone. He knew where to go, and he glided there. And then when he got there, he let out, I think it was a Spino or something. See, that's another reason why I do like my aberrant Spinos. Even though they're not too high level in reality, they're still tough enough to take the radiation. They won't take radiation damage in ab, so they're perfect for ab. So that's why, if I ever do want to do the ab boss and do the ab caves, I have some basic creatures to work with. So this guy is... Sorry about that, dude. I put him asleep and I woke him up. Alright, so I'm going to put him back away. Don't need him out. I put that 10,000 health in there. Yeah. They're good. I mean, they're good. I've used these guys. Man, they rip the shit out of everything. They rip it up. No joke. Anyway, I don't know why I have all these cryos. Why did I take all these cryos? I don't know why I have so many cryos. I guess I thought I was maybe going to go get some samples. So let's go back over here and continue discussion. The eggs kind of distracted me a bit. So I've got those options: the frog, the Bisabufalo, the baryonyx. I don't have a baryonyx saddle. I wish I did. If I did, I would hit that so bad, so fast. I already tamed a bunch of them. They're good underwater mounts. They're good for a lot of things. Megaloceros and the saber-tooth raptors. I don't have a good enough raptor saddle. What else do I need? The terror birds. The terror bird. I have a 236 saddle, and the thing about the terror birds is the terror birds, they have those little wings that let them fly, and that 236.1 saddle is just cheap. It's nothing. 5,000 height is nothing. Oh no, I'm sorry, 9,000 height is still nothing. Fiber is nothing. All that is cheap, but it's 236. So that's another potential mount. But like the raptor, unless you're going to mutate the shit out of them and put a lot of damage on them, a lot of damage potential, they're really just, even with that, eventually they'll get worn down. They're small animals. And I don't have not one tamed. Not one. So, but it's there, 236, and it's, at least I can say it's cheap. Look at that. It's just wood, hide, and fiber. I mean, for 236, that was amazing. Thorny Dragons, I got 196. I don't even know what to do with that. I don't even know what this creature is. All I know is that the armor doesn't seem to be anything but 25. And it has different weapon damage, like 500% weapon damage. Now another one is the Velanosaurus, but they can't jump. They can't jump. They have good they have good saddles. See, that's 211, 253, 208. So the highest one is 253, and I could get a saddle with that. But see, they're dependent upon stamina. So if you ever do breed these creatures, you want to put stamina and health and melee into them. Because eventually they'll get attacked close quarters, and they'll have to defend themselves close quarters. So, and these are the UD saddles. I actually got a good UD saddle here. I have to make a couple of them when I get a chance. That's 322. Yeah, 322. It's got a lot of some okay metal. It's significant. But look at that, 322.7 protection on your Uranus. I did manage to tame one that was, I think, a 145 or a 150 that I found nearby. I tamed one. I got real lucky on it, and it took forever to tame it. But anyway, so my idea is this: go out, tame some of the creatures, tame a frog, find a high-level frog, high-level saber-tooth, And what was the other one? I can get a high level terror bird, right? And I can test them out and see if I can swim and attack or if I can do whatever. The raptors, I pretty much know what they're worth because I've done that so many times. And Megaloceros, the reindeer, tame a reindeer, high level reindeer, and just test it out. Make primitive saddles for them so they're cheap, and just test out the mounts and see which ones I think are really worth it. And then look at the stats and just decide what I want to really make a cave mount. I mean, that baryonyx. And the funny thing is, on one server that I made the base, I actually got a couple of baryonyx saddles, and I was ecstatic. You should have. Oh my God, I was like, wow, I got baryonyx saddles. I didn't even think it was even possible to get that in a drop, because you always get this other crap that's useless. And yeah, that's amazing. But anyway, excuse me. So what we're gonna do tonight, I think we're almost done getting these guys started. Okay, this one I know will have enough food. This one I'm not too sure about. It's coming along. Anyway, let's put this in here. Alright, so that's that for now. They have to have food in there in order to grow up properly so they'll die. I'm just so glad I finally got all the stats. It's 264 for those birds. I don't remember what the basis of my other scorched earth birds were. Yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, so look close there. It's kind of light. I got to go to a doctor tomorrow about the diabetes, and it's already almost 12. Let's go see if we can tame some shit real quick, and then come back and go from there. Okay, so yeah, I got all this stuff on there. I should theoretically be able to just put it back on the animal I had it on. Brussels sprouts the animal that I set up for taming with weight. Oh, I got too many cryos. Okay. That's what, primitive? Oh, that's ascendant. Let's get rid of some of these. Don't need all that. Probably don't need any of those other materials, as a matter of fact. Where's my hauler? Where's my base hauler? Oh, there he is. So I have a trap over there next to the swamp. I can get a beast of buffalo. I already have berries. I already know what they're capable of. And I have see, there's beef buffalo and terror bird you can get anywhere. Yeah. Let's just go to the swamp. There'll be terror birds right down here, as a matter of fact. Let's see. Get that. The rest of this is pretty light. I'll put this on here. I don't want to be so heavy running around doing stuff like this. Let's see. Do I have any more food here? Have a little bit, and this always helps. Let me get some preserving salts made. So I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm making fresh preserving salts with this mortar, and I'll put that on my person, and it'll extend the life of this. For example, right there, that's 59. You see that? Spoil time an hour. Now it's 2 hours. You see? That's all you got to do. Put that on there. It'll last longer. Alright, so, and I leave it on my person so I don't have any problems later. Now, these babies should be fine. This one's got plenty. And this one's still coming along, but should have just enough to stay alive long enough for us to go do the thing. So I'm trying to get all those animals that I mentioned that I know I have high level saddles for. You know, so if I'm going to breed something and mutate something, it's going to have to be one of those animals I have the good saddles for. I just can't do the baryonyx because I just don't have the saddle. I mean, you know, it sucks, but that's what happens when you don't have the saddle. That's why when I first, I went to a map and I said, you know what, I'm just going to breed the highest level saddle animal that I have. So if I have a level 100 saddle and that's the best I have, I'm just going to breed that animal. That's what I kept telling myself. But ultimately, you know, you can't do that. Oh, this way. This way. Okay. Alright, so we've got too many cryos. Damn it. I didn't put the cryos away. We don't need that many. I'm just going to get sample animals. I'll get a wild sample animal. And let's put this away here. Okay. That way if I die, I don't lose all my cryos. Now, most of the things that I mentioned will be tameable with lamb chop. That's why I'm not too worried about it. And like I said, you know, the saber tooth, all these things, you can get them anywhere here locally. I just got to find a good one. I got a trap there. I could just dump them in the trap. Sea pickle's still there. That's somebody else's animal. Eventually, it'll starve to death, theoretically. Let's see if we can find. There's some terror birds. Right there. 20. What the hell? That's a 90. Oh, those are raptors. That's a 60. 60, 20, 90. No, that's not what I want. What's that? Oh, that's an egg. Yeah, I had tamed and consolidated Carnos, but they're too tall. You know, that's just, for some dungeons you can't use those. But I was going to go for it anyway, just because. But now that I know how to control the mutations, and I can pick and choose, and I can go as high as I can go. I think it's level 500, 600 something. That's the highest you can go. That's worth it. Okay, there's another terror bird. There's a lot of terror birds around here. There's a 145 female. Okay, we'll get that one. Okay, well, so much for that. Damn it. Wide turns. Come on. Ah, damn it. Well, at least it's green. I can see it. Alright, let's try this again. Okay, got it. There we go. It's a weird minty green. It looks like toothpaste. I should name it toothpaste. So anyway, we're going to get this. I'm going to tame it, and that'll be our sample. So 145, that's pretty damn good. Can't complain. Wait a minute. Oh, there used to be a structure here that would prevent me from taking this whole area. And that structure's gone. It was a little greenhouse somebody left there. And because that was there, I wasn't able to build around it. It's gone. Whoever, oh, somebody must have just, wow, cool beans. That means I can expand a little empire here if I want to. And just take the rest of that. Hell, I could probably take the whole beach there. You know, this whole thing, I could probably take the whole thing and just surround it. Oh, man. All right. So I should be able to theoretically ascendant 520. I guess I could try the ascendant bow and hope that I don't kill it. You know. And you're on passive, right? Yeah. All right. Hopefully it's not dead. I don't think it said it died. Okay, so the thing about these guys is they have really, really fast torpor. So you have to give them narc. You can't just leave them there. If you leave these there, they're going to wake up and they're going to run away. Or they'll be trying to kill you. See? He's already starting to wake up. Okay. So here's a terror bird. This is going to be the experiment. You also don't want this guy waking up and then whamming you. Give it some more. Yeah. Keep trying to listen for my babies, see if they want to come up here or not. So anyway, I figured make cheap saddles, ride around on them, see which one I think would be better. The raptor and the terror bird have basically the identical stats. The only difference is I do not have a high level raptor saddle. It's just a 100 armor saddle, versus this one, which is 300, and it's really cheap to make. But I don't know if I would want to take this in there as a mount on all the caves. Normally you would use a thylacoleo. I don't have a thylacoleo saddle, so not a good one. It's just make primitive ones. You can still rip everything up, but I'll tell you, a high level saddle will protect you so much it'll make it quicker to go through everything. You'll survive longer. You won't have to stop and rest so much. Remember when I went to Scorched Earth with the Ravager? I had to stop every so often to try to heal them up because they were taking massive damage from everything, because they're only 25 points of armor. You know, they're taking it. All right, 5.8%. That's not bad. It's already dropping again. Look at that. It's already dropping. This thing, it has the metabolism of a freaking Gigasaurus, this thing. Whew. So anyway, after this, I could try to find a saber tooth. There might be one available over there. Those will probably tame up a lot faster. The saddle I have for that is decent. I think it's also pretty cheap too. I'm inclined to go towards the saber tooth, but it would be funny to go through an entire, cave on a reindeer. You imagine that, going through there on a reindeer? See, the reindeer can jump real high, real far, and it doesn't take fall damage. The cat, I'm not too sure about. Oh, my baby's out there. Let me get her in. Hold on. It's okay, baby. It's okay. It's okay, baby. All right. So I almost lost a tame. Sorry about that, guys. My neighbor hurt his toe or something, and it's all purple and swollen. I told him, take off your shoe, take off your sock, get circulation, because remember, I'm diabetic. So I like barefoot because that's the best circulation is you're going to get, unless you have it like elevated. You put your feet up like this, then the water will come down back into your body and come out because of the inflammation. But I just have it barefoot, and I try not to let the GPS monitor bind on me. I just found out a couple of cops out there, and I was like, why is the cops out here talking to my neighbor? And so he hurt himself. He wants me. It's like real late. It's like 12 o'clock, and I'm like, I got to get up at 8 and all that. I was just going to do this and then go to bed. So, so they're going to probably take him in an ambulance and something like that. I can't afford to be driving this guy around. I just drove him to go get his check cashed, and it didn't cash. Whatever it was, it wouldn't cash. And I just, I went ahead and, I just took him a couple of places and brought him back home. And the most I got to do out of it was check some mail to see if, because remember there was a mailbox. Our mailboxes got burnt down. In the complex. I don't know what the hell people were thinking. We were talking about it in the previous video, and I just couldn't believe it. It's just mind-boggling. People would waste their time with that. I mean, I'm having fun. At least I'm enjoying my game. I'm enjoying my game. Some people it's football. Some people it's basketball. Some people it's other things. And this is my game. This is what I like to do. This is my thing. And and I guess their thing is to burn down mailboxes for apartment complexes is for no reason whatsoever. It's just stupid. So anyway, he went to go pick up his mail. So I said, okay, I'll give you a ride. And I went to pick it up, and turns out there was no mail for me. It's just, but I'm glad I checked. Speaking of mail, I got to pay my my post office box so I don't lose it. I'm going to put this note here so that I can pay it if I can later on. Yeah. So anyway, this guy. Sometimes people are just hard up for one reason or another. We all have problems, and in the end, all you can do is try to help people. You can't always help people, because I gotta be over there by 10 o'clock. I usually wake up around 8, and then I would have to drop him off over there, and then he's gonna ask me, "Oh, can you wait around?" Can you wait around like 3 hours later? Yeah, I'll be coming home at three in the morning. Just can't do it. Yeah. So anyway, we'll go ahead and let the police and I think that was a fire truck out there handle that. Oh, my boy wants to come in. Anyway, so we'll finish taming this and go see what else we can tame, and then go to sleep and hope my neighbor can take care of that shit, because it's This guy, you wonder. You know, I've had a lot of friends. I usually would hang around the weirdos. You know, I hang around the weirdos at the game store or the bookstore, and some of them are really fucking weird. You know, I'm fucked up. I got my own weirdness. I'm not saying like I'm special, but damn, sometimes you really think twice about this stuff. You know, you really think twice about this stuff, man. And it's like, if you can give me a ride, it's like, no, I just gave you a ride, dude. You didn't give me any gas money. Matter of fact, I lent him money. So, like, no. My mom would be like, say no. And my mom would just go. She would. She didn't give a shit, man. Even if it was a stranger and they asked her in front of me, maybe they'd try. Oh, let me tell you a story about my mom. Long time ago, before my mom got seriously diabetic. I mean, she was diabetic, but she was managing it. And we stopped in. I was giving her a ride or something. I think it was no. It wasn't that time. I think it was. She went and did this on her own. I remember giving her a ride to Circle K or something. But anyway, she said that she went and she had some old shoes that were still good, because her shoes, they were never. No, baby, no. No. Okay, don't do that. Wants to go out again. So she had these shoes that were still good. My mom would always take care of her shoes. She's not like me. I rip my shoes up, but she'll take care of everything. And she, wow, I'm only at an hour, 17 minutes. I thought it was like 2 hours by now. So anyway, she tried to get these shoes and she wanted to give them away to this bum. She saw this bum next to, sitting, loitering at a Circle K. Like, see all bums all the time doing that, trying to get money. And she said, this is what she told me. And this is why she stopped giving money away and stopped going and trying to help poor people. She went up to the bum and she tried to give him her shoes because they were better shoes. They were newer than what he was wearing. She felt sorry for him. And she wanted to give him some money. And you know what? I don't know what she said or how she said it, or if the guy was just an asshole. But she goes, he took out a roll of money this big. This big, that's a big roll of money. And he took out a couple of bills and he just threw them at her and he said, here, go buy yourself some coffee, bitch. That's what he said to my mom. You believe that shit? Yes, Aaron.
Hey, they're not going to transport me, so I'm going to have to go to that hospital myself. I just don't know how to get there.
Okay, but you don't have any money to go get a cab or Uber or anything, right?
No, I don't. So I'm
okay. But the thing is, how are you going to make your appointment tomorrow?
Well, I'm going to have to push back this whole entire thing because of the situation, what's going on with this, because this is quite important at the time. So
okay.
I have to get this taken care of first and push back the surgery and stuff. So
okay. All right. Well, damn it. Where is this hospital again?
The hospital is down by the Central Library. You can go down San Pedro and go down Blanco to San Pedro. Blanco de la Calzone to San Pedro. You'll go. There's a hospital on the left-hand side down there by the what's the name of that hospital? It's the hospital on the left-hand side from the Central Library.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess I'm all you've got, right? You don't have anybody else you can call, right?
I wish I could, but unfortunately, no. I mean, I hate to put you in a bind like this in the
And
situation.
and they won't take you to the hospital? They won't give you a ride?
They don't have any taxi vouchers or anything. The EMS guy just told me, so no.
Really?
Yeah.
And what if you were having a heart attack?
What's that?
What if you were having a heart attack or something?
Yeah, I'm trying to do that now. So, yeah, the EMS guy told me that they have no more taxi vouchers to give, so, and they won't transport me because there's nothing of an emergency nature for them to transport me, so.
Ooh. So if you lose your toe, you know, if something goes wrong, that could be worse.
Yeah, I know, so.
Yeah. But you realize that if I go, I'm just going to drop you off. I won't be able to stay there because
That's fine, that's all I want. I just want you
I can't be there all night.
drop me off, and then I can just, get myself back home. That's not a big deal.
Okay.
I just want to have someone. Yeah, they'll give me the officer said they'll give me a voucher on my leave. Yeah, EMS does that. Yeah, all you have to do is just drop me off and go back home,
Okay.
and the hospital will give me a voucher to go back home.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I gassed up tonight because
Yeah,
I was pretty low on gas. All right.
I know. Well, I'll see you in a few minutes, okay?
Yeah, I'm going to need a little bit more than that. Just hang in there until I get down there, okay?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'll see you in a few minutes.
Okay.
So, I'll give you some time and stuff like that. And I appreciate this. Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Mm-hmm.
All right. Bye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, I'm glad I charged the ankle bracelet. Otherwise, I'd have to tell him no. Because as long as it's charged, I can move around. I don't have a time limit. So in other words, I don't have to call in. I can go out anytime I want within 75 miles. So I guess I'll go drop them off and then get my ass back over here. My phone is charged. I just charged it so I can use the map thing to get back home. Yeah, it's 96%, so that's good. That'll work. Well, hopefully we can tame this thing up. So much for taming a bunch of creatures tonight. It wouldn't take much. I could probably tame the rest of them on my own later on. But let me go ahead and do this. My poor babies. My babies are like, they're seeing all the lights and everything out there, and they're getting all scared. My little angels here, my little cats. Poor things. Oh, man. Yep. Well, the only thing I never liked about these birds is that their scream is just so damn annoying. They're like really loud and annoying. That's why it just doesn't really do it for me much. It kind of upsets me a bit. Anyway. Let's go over here, put some more, try to slow that down. Well, 87.3% should be okay. Let me put my shoes on. Gotta get this guy to the emergency. I hope he doesn't lose his toe, because damn, I bet it really fucking hurts right now. He's gonna have to be on meds for that shit, He's going to have to be on painkillers, because a fucking toe is a very small, gentle bone. When you break that, like when that forklift landed on my foot, it pretty much rolled up on my foot. It went up like, can you see? Yeah, it went up about that far. That's about how far it went, right there. And it just enough to put pressure on the toes, but it didn't break any bones. If I had broken a bone, whoo, shit, that would be a son of a bitch. I'll tell you right now. A son of a bitch. Alright, I'll go give him a ride. Fuck it. And then I'll race my ass back here and go to Sleepy Poo. I stay up to 1 and 2 anyway. I only get like 6 hours. Half the time I'm up thinking about all the stupid shit in my life, but that's okay. I love these sandals. I bought these. I never had these kind of sandals before. As stupid as that sounds, you see? They're called And One. But it's a style. The style, they're light and they're soft. And they don't put a lot of pressure on my feet. And that thing, there's no thing right here that is between your big toe. Because I have another set of sandals that's like that, and they're a little small, and it just hurts. It hurts when I put them on. Even before diabetes, when I would use them, it just wasn't comfortable at all. It was always pinching. That never pinches, and the only problem I have with that sometimes is they'll fall off. But I'd rather have that than, have all that pinching, especially now. 98.9, almost there. Okay. See how fast that's dropping? Look at that. Are you serious? How'd you get in here? How'd this guy... Is this the same level 50? It's the same level 50. It's the same level 50 I saw way over there. Get out of here. Punk. Little punk. I can't believe I gotta give this guy another ride. I just can't believe it. But he doesn't have any. He doesn't have a car. He doesn't have any relatives here. He doesn't have any money. Not right now. He'll be okay. It's just. But that's okay. That's the way it is. You gotta help him out. I think it was a female 145. Toothpaste. Okay, toothpaste. Yeah, it's a female. Alright, I don't have a saddle and I don't need one. I'm just going to cryo. We'll cryo and experiment later. I'll go get a saber tooth and all that, and we'll experiment in the water and see if there's a attack capability in the water and all that. And let's go park this guy over here. Yeah, we'll just... Well, so much for that, I think I'm going to leave toothpaste over here instead of taking up a cryo. Put neutral. Let's see. What do you got on you? Not enough. There we go. Jeez, I gotta do a lot of work here. Well, I'm glad I put those preservatives on. Let's get some of this raw meat here. Don't really need. And put it on the trough. So that these animals have something. And I'll get this and try to put a little bit more on the bird. Because it's not on the trough. See, that one's on the trough, so it'll be fine. But I'm going to sleep, and this one's not on the trough. So hopefully it'll work out. That should be more than enough meat for what it needs. And now let me finish this up. That's the wrong one. Let's get this on there. And the rest of this shit, I'm just going to put it in here. Screw it. Let's get all this stuff off. Put this food back here. I have to make... I need to get more meat. That's what I need. Yeah, that's totally fine. Alright, so I'm just gonna get out. Alright, I'm gonna go drop him off. You guys have a good night. Hour and a half. Thanks for hanging around. Ciao.